I just want to give a quick thanks to the Tier 5 channel members and patrons. Bob the Dragon, Datamagnet, Sergeant Puma, Cat Crab Lobster, and Duck Machine. Thank you very much for the support. It is much appreciated. Story number 1. Deathworlders are medically absurd. Written by Random 3X. Dr. Clickspittle was looking over the charts for a few patients in his small clinic. It was anything but the usual today. Shook was in because an idiot consumed 10% ethanol when they ate a slightly rotten fruit by mistake. Joke was in because the gas bag's curiosity had gotten the better of him, and he came into contact with an electric wire running at a lethal 3 volts. It's a miracle he's still alive. Finally, Propsis was in after eating what he thought was a berry, but was a plant that contained a deadly toxin known as capsaicin. He was going to have his work cut out for him today. Starting with Choke, he did a physiological scan to check for any heart damage done by the voltage. He thanked the stars and the moon when the scan came back negative. He prescribed some basic cellular regenerative pills and advised Choke to get some proper bed rest and avoid touching anything with electricity in the future. Next, he moved on to Shuck. Again, he began with a physiological scan. He was checking to see if there was any damage to the liver and kidneys. To his worry, he found the liver was severely damaged due to the alcohol poisoning. He injected that antitoxin to negate the alcohol flowing through his system with the best speed that he could muster. He only hoped, and it wasn't too late. He was looking at Shook himself. He seemed to be drifting in and out of consciousness. His speech was heavily slurred, and he had no sense of balance. Listing the symptoms into the diagnostic device came back with an 87% likelihood of a stroke. He was internally breaking down. As to treat the stroke, he'd need blood thinners, but these thinners would only worsen the alcohol's effect. Deciding to focus on the toxin first, he left the antitoxin to do its work, praying that the damage caused by the stroke wouldn't be irreparable. Finally, he came to Propsis. The poor boy was screaming in agony. There was sadly little he could do other than provide painkillers and hope that he survives. Those damn foresters were meant to clear the forest of jalapenos, and yet their laziness has left this kid crying and in abject terror and pain. He would certainly write a letter to the governor to ensure that nothing like this would ever happen again. Sitting down at his desk, he sipped at a cool glass of water. Then, when one of the visiting human traders was dragged in by one of his friends, the friend seemed to be in a panic. Doc, please, Doc, help him, he begged. Gesturing to the free bed, he readied his scan unit, walking up to the human. He seemed heavily wheezing. Using a physiological scanner, he took a reading. The results, though, confused him. Apologies, it appears my scanning unit is malfunctioning. One moment, and I'll retrieve my backup device, he reassured the other human. Please, hurry. It's been too long already, the human's friend begged. Hurrying with all due haste, he retrieved the other scanner unit and scanned the wheezing human. This can't be possible, he muttered to himself. Human, tell me what led to this condition, he demanded. Huh? The human seemed confused. Typical for a lower race, the doctor thought. I need to know for the accurate diagnosis, he demanded. We were doing some work on our ship's electrical system, he began. Ah, that'll explain it. His body is suffering from electrical shock. That's why his readings are all over the place. Okay, tell me the voltage, he asked. Roughly 30,000, the human replied, confused again. It took a moment for the doctor to realize what had just been said. 30,000, not 30 millivolts, he shouted in disbelief. Yes, 30 kilovolts, the human confirmed, seemingly even more confused. Impossible! How is anyone alive after such voltage? The doctor asked aloud. He quickly reran the scan and found the wheezing human's heart was undamaged. Well, he wasn't electrocuted, the human said. Okay, that explains how he's still alive. What happened next? He demanded, hoping for a straight answer. Well, we finished for the day, so we grabbed a drink and a meal, the human answered. What did he consume? The doctor asked, thinking that this could be an allergic reaction. Well, he had a beer and a curry, he answered. What are the components of these items? Hoping for a clear answer from the human. Well, the beer is an alcoholic beverage, and curry is a spicy meal, the human answered. The doctor couldn't believe his ears. The human must have been insane to willingly poison themselves by drinking alcohol and consuming capsaicin. Rerunning his scans once more, he found the liver and kidney function were nominal. Listen, I don't know why you're asking me these stupid questions. We just need a refill for his inhaler, the human snapped at the doctor. It took all of the doctor's willpower to avoid fainting when the human explained what they needed to treat the patient. This lunatic race used steroids to stop the inflammation of a disease called asthma. Only after switching off the safety system on his synthesizer could he produce the quantity needed. With relief, the human utilized the device on the wheezing human, and the wheezing human began to breathe normally. Now that that's sorted, why all the dumb questions, Doc? The human asked with a look of annoyance. Well, everything you listed so far was incredibly deadly to my people. How is your race still alive? The doctor asked with a genuine curiosity. Well, our livers constantly repair themselves so we can drink alcohol freely. Though too much can cause issues. When it comes to spicy stuff, we get the side effects, but enjoy the sensation when it's going in, he explained. A race that enjoyed intense burning agony. These humans were barbaric and insane. What about the electricity? Surely that is lethal to you? The doctor asked. Oh yeah, but it's about the amperage, not the voltage. That'll kill us. My buddy Mike accidentally got shocked with several 100,000 volts, and as he wasn't grounded, he came out with only burns on his hand, the human explained. This was the last thing the doctor remembered before he fainted. End of story. Story number 2. Guidelines for dealing with Terran Troops, written by Kaiser 5243. The following are guidelines released by the Galactic Military Exchange Program for dealing with Terran military troops. They are for your protection. Number 1. The officers are there for your protection and the protection of the opposition. All human soldiers are trained to lead no matter the rank and can adjust their command structure in an instant if the commanding officer is killed or injured. However, humans take the death of their superiors as a direct insult, resulting in a dramatic escalation in violence. If you find yourself with a squad that has been separated from the main body, it is in your best interest to follow all instructions regardless of the rank of the human giving them, and stay out of their way. Number 2. If left unattended in any location covered in gravel for extended periods, they will begin to throw rocks. This is normal behavior and should not raise concerns at first. Normally, they are content with circling a helmet or other containers and attempt to fill it with rocks from a distance. You are encouraged to participate if your anatomy allows, as this is a bonding ritual of sorts and will assist in integration with your unit. If they begin throwing rocks at each other, calmly retreat to a safe distance. Number 3. Human soldiers have the ability to sleep anywhere and often use this ability to hide during busy work. Always look under vehicles or in shipping containers before moving them for sleeping humans. If you find a group of sleeping humans, it is generally okay to wake them gently or from a distance as long as you have a good reason. Unnecessary waking of these sleeping humans can result in aggression. Number 4. Nicknames are common and often given as terms of endearment. If you are labeled with a nickname you find undesirable, do not make it known, or you have guaranteed that it will become permanent. The exception being names that are culturally offensive. If this happens, kindly inform them of the error, how the appropriate apologies will be made. Number 5. Do not offend the supply officer. Number 6. Human soldiers will often hold boasting competitions, which will often include, but are not limited to, mating, violent altercations, excessive inebriation, drug use, previous military engagements, military training, basic training. Footnote: most humans will share basic training or boot camp stories when first meeting, regardless of rank, as a way of establishing common ground. Number 7. All human soldiers are masters of profanity and are often able to communicate effectively using only profanity. Basic knowledge of the human profanity is recommended, but the definitions of the individual words are seldom important, and special attention should instead be focused on the tone and delivery. If you find yourself uncertain, watch the reactions of the other humans around you. Number 8. If they are running from something, follow without question. An explanation will be given once the danger has passed. Number 9. If you are running towards something, follow with caution. Number 10. They are allowed to make fun of each other and often do. Once you are successfully integrated with your group of humans, they will include you in this behavior. Reciprocate at your own risk. Number 11. Outsiders are not under any circumstances allowed to pick on any individual. Doing so will often invoke the wrath of the group, ending in violence. Number 12. Humans often collect impractical handheld weapons and display them in their living quarters. You are encouraged to also display historic weapons from your planet to display, as conversation over them is another way humans bond. Number 13. Humans' concept of honor during battle is solely based on victory. While they will fight to the death, they prefer not to if there is a better option that'll lead to an overall victory at the detriment of their personal pride. This being said, they will willingly sacrifice themselves to save the lives of their fellows. Humans have been known to throw themselves on grenades or run through enemy fire or minefields to save the lives of their brothers. This sacrifice is to be held with the highest regard. Human heroes are historically not the victorious survivors, but the humans who have perished in pursuit of victory. Any disrespect towards those individuals will likely end in your termination. With these guidelines in place, we welcome the Terrans to the galactic stage and hope your time spent with them is enjoyable. Good luck. End of story. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed